Usyk, Sol Rungvisai, Canelo. Very few people have this belt. It is very prestigious. And here to present the actual belt, I'd like to present to you now the Associate Editor of Ring Magazine, Mr. Tom Gray.
Callum, Tom, today, thank you. Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Cheers, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, David, and thanks everybody for coming along today. 3 press conferences today. The first, obviously, to celebrate a fantastic win in Saudi Arabia. These things, as we know, to any boxing fan, this is the creme de la creme. Joe Gallagher is very excited to be sitting next to a Ring Magazine belt, even though for those who know, he was also Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year. I didn't tell anyone about it, but it's a fantastic achievement and really shows the quality of the fighter, I believe. And any fighter growing up has their eye on becoming that Ring Magazine champion and ultimately be given that #1 position in the division. It was a great night back in Jeddah. Callum Smith, who's really been patient, and we thank the World Boxing Super Series and Cali Sauer for giving him the opportunity to go into a tournament where we knew that if he kept winning, eventually he would get his world title shot. The world title shot came against arguably the #1 in the division at the time in George Groves, WBA Super Champion, and it was a fantastic performance, knocking George Groves out to become WBA Super Champion, Ring Magazine Champion, and also retain his WBC Diamond Belt. This is the first time Callum's been before the UK media in force, so we just wanted to bring him and congratulate him today. Talk about the plans for the future. Got a big Liverpool fan here, got a top scouser here, sort of converted scouser down the end in Joe, and obviously the plan for us is very simple, and it's the Anfield date in the summer. And before we speak to Joe and Callum, I'm going to pass over to Adam Smith from Sky Sports.
Yeah, I want to say huge congratulations to Callum. I think it was a wonderful performance out in Saudi. A lot of people picked George Groves beforehand from the experience that he had, but I thought it was punch perfect from Callum. I thought his jab was extraordinary. I thought he used his size, but as I said to him and Joe, I think the patience he showed as well in the performance was very, very special. He is a special fighter. He's a lovely guy as well, and as Eddie said, I'm a Liverpool fan. I was at Anfield for the Cardiff game a couple of weeks ago, and Callum brought the belt onto the pitch. He got a wonderful ovation, not just from the cop, but from everyone around the ground. I know it's his dream to play at Anfield, and if there's anything that we can do from our side, we want to make that dream come true next year for him. So a huge congratulations. I think a lot of people haven't realised how special Callum's been for a long, long time. He's waited his time, he's waited his chance, and he deserves to be seen now as the leading super middleweight in the world. And there are some wonderful, wonderful fights ahead for him. So many congratulations, Callum.
Joe, special night in Jeddah, great scenes, and although it was a surreal event in a way, and a lot more successful than we thought it might be, in a great atmosphere out there, a huge performance, a huge achievement, and finally, after a long time in waiting, Callum Smith is world champion, and importantly, as you say, the Ring Magazine champion as well.
Yeah, it was obviously my biggest achievement today, steering a fighter from day one to the top of the mountain. He's swung the channel now. He's the world champion. He went into the tournament to become a world champion. And not only in the final did he beat a world champion, he beat the recognised #1 fighter in the world in George Groves, who is a great fighter. I'm a huge fan of George Groves. Whatever he chooses to do going forward now, I wish him the best, whether he fights again or retires. He's had a great career. And it was just fitting that no one could question that Callum Smith is now not the #1 super middleweight on the planet. Like you say, Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, it was a surreal experience. They looked after us well, and we'll be able to look back fondly in that event and that night. Callum put on a very disciplined performance. We knew we had to with George. It was George can take you out with either hand. He's got a good team behind him, a good trainer, Shane Wigan, and we had to have the best Callum Smith. But I did say all along during the tournament, I know Callum won on points against Scotland, then Nicky Holskin, but I've always said when Callum's motivated, Callum will deliver, and his career today shows that. in British title 1 round, European title 1 round, English title 1 round, and world title against number 1 in the world 7 rounds. So I'm motivated. Callum Smith is one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet, and the plan now moving forward, Callum's going to have a rest, enjoy fatherhood in the new year, and then hopefully we're fighting Anfield. And the names we're looking to fight now, as I just said to you, Callum needs to be motivated. We're after the big guns, whether that does be Canelo Alvarez. Andre Ward is a preferred choice. We'd love to get him out of retirement. I think that'll be a great fight. Triple G is another one. You know as well, there's like the Badou Jacks, the Donna Stevensons, but they're the type of fighters we're looking for Callum Smith at Anfield. That'll pack Anfield. Liverpool Football Club Anfield have been denied that big fight. We've been fortunate in Manchester with Ben Eubank, Old Trafford, Ricky Hatton down the road at Manchester City, Tony has done Goodison. Now the red side of Liverpool needs their night, and they've got Callum Smith, the number 1 in the world, ready to fight one of the big names in world boxing. And hopefully now, like I say, Sky, Adam Smith, yourself, go out there and deliver the big night, and we'll have another crazy night in Liverpool.
Some of those fights you talked about, you know, those guys preferably for them at 175. Is that an option now for Callum? Not necessarily long term, but on a fight-by-fight basis to look outside of the weight class as well?
Well, I think Callum will be able to say that. I just think to myself, Callum Smith is set out to do what he wanted to do in boxing, and has become the number 1 in the world in his weight division. He's done that. Everyone sees the size of Callum. If there was an Andre Ward fight, you'd be foolish not to pass that opportunity up to fight him, whether he wants to come back up 175 or try and do 168. We've got to look outside of the boxes. I don't think they'd be too keen to come over to the UK, so we need you and Matchroom and The Zone and Sky and Bazza to open the safe, get the money out and entice them over, and let's have a great night in Liverpool. And Liverpool's a great fight city, whether you're Everton or Liverpool, they all unite, they all come together, and they'll support their own. And I'm just picturing and visualising Anfield that night and singing You'll Never Walk Alone and the spine tingling stuff, and I think that's what we're looking to try and strive and deliver next year.
Callum, welcome. We know you take everything in stride, but as Joe said from day one with us as well, saw some funny pictures of you and me signing contracts back then. I didn't really know what I was doing then. I only know a little bit what I'm doing now, to be honest with you, but you've stayed patient, and a massive achievement for you in Jeddah, and now massive nights ahead.
Yeah, it was a massive achievement. The aim was always to become a world champion, and I believe the day I turned professional that I was good enough to do it. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was always confident I'd get there. But to win the Ring magazine is something, you know, as a kid you always see the belt and you never really think those Brits can win one. It's always the big Americans and the top names who have one, so to have one I am proud. But no, I'm not finished. I feel like my career's only just getting started. I've reached the top, but there's a lot of big fights out there for me, a lot of fights with massive names, and they're the fights that excite me. I didn't turn professional to fight fighters who I'm expected to win or low-level fights. I want to test myself against the best and see how good I really am before I'm finished, and I don't want any regrets, and I think the only way of doing that is to test myself against the best and I'll see how good I really am, and I've achieved that. But I do believe the future's bright. There's a lot of big names in my division or around my division, not very big for the weight, and Joe mentioned the move up in weight, but I think there's a lot of big fights and unfinished business at super middle before I think about a move to 175. I'm ranked number 1 in the world, but I'd like to cement that. I'd like to beat some of the other champions, and unification fights is definitely something that does excite me. So the future's bright. 2018's been a very, very good year for me, but I believe 2019 can top it.
The bigger names in the division, or the other belt holders, aren't necessarily the bigger names in world boxing. Good fights, and sort of like Ramirez and who's category. Is the process and is the key unifications or the marquee fights? I mean, Joe mentioned Canelo. I think Golovkin is a fight that I think makes great sense at Anfield in May. Spoke to Tom Loffer about that. Is it to capture the other belts or just be in those marquee fights as well?
Both. Unification fights are definitely something I always wants to be involved in, but like you said, they are very good fights, but they're not household names, and I don't think a fight against Ramirez or Benavidez sells well at Anfield as much as a Golovkin does, who is a household name. Yeah, the Golovkin fight wouldn't be for another belt, so either or. If you're offering me a unification fight, I'd jump at that. If I was to fight a big name at Anfield, then I'd jump at that. It's just either or. I've achieved a world title now, so that box is ticked, so now it's just about the big fight.
And finally, we always talked about the Anfield nights, and you know, it's always been a dream, but now a real opportunity. You were there last weekend, great reception, great chance to fill that place this summer would be very special.
Yeah, it's something that's always been mentioned every time Liverpool gets an half-decent fighter, you get our fight at Anfield, and I always just laughed it off and said yeah, but never actually believed it'd be possible, and I think the possibilities of it happening now are greater than ever. They've just got the licence to hold other sporting events, and I've just won a world title within the same month, so it seems like the ball's rolling, and I've got a great team around me, yourself, Sky, Joe, and I think if it's going to happen, then now's the time to do it.
Well done, Callum. All very proud of you. Great performance, and this really is only the beginning. A guy who has very, very few miles on the clock, and he's now established world champion, Ring Magazine champion, and a standout clear #1 in the 168-pound division. We're going to have a quick photo up here with all of us guys, and then we're going to be in the undercard press conference for Usyk Bellew. Once again, a round of applause for the new world champion.
Hold it more.